An utter stomping. What can you say about that one? It was both brutal, savage, and indeed they did get wrecked. I have myself, Chad Burchill, and Yanko Pavlovich. We're back. We're live. Indeed we are. I'm talking about this one then, Chad. We do see the Ninjas in Pyjamas just completely rip apart the HellRaisers on Inferno.
I put a big question mark, Alex, about their T-sides.
Yeah, well, they started there.
Yeah, and they did pretty damn good. They didn't have any issues getting control anywhere across the map. I was very impressed with their banana control early, able to do executes. There was more contact plays as well. It wasn't necessarily like the full-on site Molotovs. They were just throwing the basic utility and going and finding kills.
Yeah.
And this man, Dennis, doing it again and again and again and again.
Nearly 120 ADR from Dennis.
I think this is an interesting topic. You know, there are different types of players / in-game leaders. Some players play better when they in-game lead because they dictate everything and they know everything that's going to happen. It also depends on how do you do it with your teammates, right? Do you have to micromanage them? We saw, for example, Shock struggle with that in G2.
Yeah.
That's why his performance dropped. Or is it more of a mouseport situation where, yes, Chris J is the in-game leader, but everyone gives, you know, him good info. Other people make great mid-round calls, and it's a bit of, you know, some weight off of his shoulders. It seems like that's sort of a situation with Dennis where he gives his players a good amount of freedom. He's still the one making the actual call, okay, if there's no entry kills happening, how are we going to end the round? But at the moment, he seems very much comfortable in that role, you know, doing a great job at fragging, and NIP winning 13 rounds on T side with Drake and, you know, Draken not even getting double digits. So great effort from the rest of the team.
Let me just read out Draken's kills and deaths and remind you that this was an entire game of Counter-Strike. You ready? 8 kills, 9 deaths.
There's the,
That's a
That's like,
massive
that's like 10 round score.
That's,
You know?
you
the
get that on the half.
The 9 deaths you're not so happy about, but the 8 kills is fine. That's the type of game where you're happy
not
because you
insulting
never
him.
had. No. That he. Yeah, I get it.
It's
Right.
just the sheer fact that that is a winning team's player's scoreline. That's how quick
You
it
like
was.
those kind of games where you don't have to do anything, you still win. They're one of my favorite type of matches.
It's insane. It truly is. And I do have to raise the question, though, whether this was entirely NIP looking good, which they did on their T side, Dennis in particular, fragging and making HellRaisers look silly, or is this also an example of just HellRaisers just genuinely not hitting their shots? Angel had 4 frags. He was 1v5ing versus Fnatic a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, and also yesterday he had a poor game, and that's not something you see very often. Angel is one of those guys that we credit for being a pretty good fragging in-game leader. So yeah, obviously when there's a 13-2 terrorist side scoreline in play, it's not just going to be NIP with amazing, you know, plays and great strategies. It is going to be HellRaisers underperforming individually. And another thing I like to mention, since we have a bit more time, is, you know, we talk about how for NIP you want more depth and you want some strategies and elaborate strategies, and then you see them with, as Chad pointed out, some contact plays here. That's great. That's something that you need as well, to play just off of field and sometimes explode on your opponents, try to catch them off guard, and it can work great. You know, at the end of the day, it's just about how can you win the most rounds, and usually if you're one-dimensional, eventually teams will adapt to you. But here, you know, you just try to bait out a reaction. You have a player waiting in the wings to capitalize on that, and that happened for the most of that first half, and it was a great half, obviously, for NIP.
Yeah, and unable to really stabilize HellRaisers. I do think that, you know, these scorelines get exacerbated after a spectacular first half due to the way in which they won the first half. You look at HellRaisers and you know that they're already thinking about Cobble, and perhaps we should too. Talking of Cobble, before we start talking about map 2, we get to see Cobblestone, a map we don't so often get to glance at. So why don't we go ahead and have a quick pro tip before we jump into map 2.
Hey Future Pros! Today we'll be focusing on Drop on Cobble. This is a one-man mini execute you can do in Drop with a flash, a smoke and a Molotov. To do this one-man execute, first use your molly. Get into this corner and aim at this point, then throw the molly. Then swap to the other corner and throw your smoke along this wall around these bricks. Then turn into the wall and toss a flash along this brick line. The combination of these grenades should force any CT out of Drop. Drop should now be yours for the taking.
I love that. I love those videos. The 1, 2, 3 as well.
Do you notice that AK-47?
Had a
with that
Vox
Vox
Seminole.
Seminole sticker and the sponge signature?
Yeah, I saw
that was me. I was doing some acting there for Rush League.
Fantastic work. Yeah, no, I like that. I'm just really impressed that they had like a fiery 1 and a smoky 2 And then
it's the little things.
Flashy
it's the little things, but I think things like that are very important, right? Those are like one-man takes, and people always ask, how can I improve as a player? And they don't play in a team, or they're only playing pugs. Those are the things, right? Because you can take a whole part of the map with a routine of utility on your own. If you can do that, that's a fantastic thing to add to your repertoire, and also things that pro players need to have to go when they play with their, or even just of any team, to go to your in-game leader and say, I have this, we can use this move.
So since you're doing that, and since that's something you're an advocate for, one follow-up question from that pro tip is, how do you deal with a player that's sitting there directly underneath drop with a mag 7 pooping on me?
Hopefully he's flash, because that nice little pop flash,
But don't they normally play anti-flash until they hear a nade come over? And then
well, then I die, and hopefully someone's there to trade me.
Where you molly, if he's straight underneath, you molly that, and then he has to move out of position, and it's more difficult for him to evade the flash. And at the end of the day, you probably send 2 guys there to really take control. It's a bit risky to do it with just one guy. Can always, be unlucky and die out in a 1v1 situation. But when you look at the drop room, it's impossible to hold like for an extended period of time. With 2 mollies from the tees, you can cover almost all of it, and then just pop flash, smoke off. It's really difficult to maintain control throughout the round. That's why, Cobblestone is such a difficult map for the CTs at times, because no matter what you do, at some point you're going to have to take a risk, concede control, or concede control somewhere else.
And that's what I love about Counter-Strike, is we've got to the point where, the maps have been out for so long, the game's been out for so long, that we see the game evolving. So, for example, people used to directly hold in drop. That was very much how you hold as a CT. Then everyone kind of evolved to hold from E-box and even further back in like Pizza, Rock, and then on the other side towards that pillar. And now people in drop are boosting on each other and side strafing out to clear the window.
It's great, right?
Constantly
evolving. You have all of this in your repertoire, everything you mentioned, by the way.
Yeah, I think that's a great example of how, for example, the T's work in a default no matter the map. So Cobblestone obviously drop and platform on B. So what you're doing in your default, why do you go for it and not for a set execute at the beginning of the round, maybe for some of the newer viewers, where everyone knows what they're doing and so forth. You get above drop, and then you see how they're holding. If there's a player in there, that probably means they're playing a bit more passive towards platform. Maybe they have an AWP in Chikeku or inside, because they fight for that. They can't be fighting really for both at the same time. It's too much of a risk, and then there's too many resources. And even if you can get a tell on that, well, then you can probably take A pretty easily. There's only one guy there. And that's the default. You want to feel out what they're doing. If there's no contest in drop, well, then there's a guy maybe boosted tree or playing rock and run out of window, so you can easily take control of that and chase them out of platform and then pinch them in the bomb site. So that's what you do no matter the map. On Inferno, it's about seeing what they're doing on mid, or in Banana, on Mirage, it's seeing how aggressive they play towards mid, for example. And you want to get that information as the in-game leader from your teammates, potentially, and then you can make the correct call, because you can, with a higher percentage of certainty, you can get a read on what the setup for the CTs are.
Yeah, and the setup for this one is the fact that these 2 teams have played an awful lot, but have never met on in Cobblestone. So 0 expectations. Admittedly, demos will be available, likely watched by Jonta and co from HellRaisers, and they'll have done their homework knowing this is the map, but they've never actually actively competed against each other on Cobblestone. So I always think that's fun when you get to see the debut between 2 teams.
Especially with these rosters as well, right?
Of
so
course,
to not see them go head-to-head at all, and then with these new rosters
but just in
anyway.
general, these players have never played against these players on this map.
So the tendencies, those kind of little details, they're not going to be looked at or not understood from a practical in the server kind of level, and that's something that's nice to see. Now, I do raise a few concerns with the NIP on the CT side of this one here. I think their defense is a bit weird, right? I think Draken needs to be more mobile with the AWP. I think he plays over towards B plat with Rez. You got Gerard in drop. You got Dennis playing the swing player at A, and Forrest playing the anchor at A, right? I think that you need to give Draken more freedom with the AWP on the CT side, because he does better when he's seeking out kills. He's not the type of AWPer who's just going to sit there and hit those shots. That's why.
So more of like a train scenario where he does
gets to spawn and choose where he wants to go.
But yeah, so more freedom from Draken.
Yes.
I mean, aggressive AWPing is something you've always been an advocate for on Cobblestone CT side, Yenka. You, not necessarily just as a player, but as an analyst, you like to see those players move around, be everywhere.
Yeah, more move around and be aggressive, in a sense that it's not easy to be aggressive with the AWP on Cobblestone, the CT side, right? Towards long, towards mid, you're expected to go there, and it's difficult angles. You have to play around smoke. Someone's probably going to be waiting for you. So it's really risky. Also towards B, you're either going to take that early peek on B platform, be flashed in, or maybe boost in drop. Again, utility can really easily chase you off of that. So it's more about maybe mid-round if you're going to go for something, or most of the time what you see is just players anchoring those bomb sites with the off, and the executes come in, because it's such a long-range battle where you have the advantage.
I think on the flip side of this here, obviously we have HellRaisers who really struggled there. They're on the CT side. They're getting dictated to the entire time. I believe that they'll probably be starting on the T side of this map because it is their choice, or their one that they got in the veto. So they'll probably be starting on the T side with NIP on that CT side. They get map control, right? They already have B long. They already have above drop. They already have, you know, a lot of towards the A, outside of the doors, outside of the long. So this is where they can actually have a chance to set the pace, whereas they were just being completely dictated to. Even when they tried to be aggressive, they were getting traded really efficiently on Inferno, and there wasn't anything they could, you know, firepower-wise do to go against NIP.
I don't think we're going to see another 16-2 or a scoreline anywhere close to that. I think we're going to be seeing a full 30 rounds here, in my mind. I do need a player to watch, though. I'm going to take your word for Draken, unless you'd like to change it. I think that's a good one.
I'll lock that one in. Thank you, Alex.
Yeah, okay. Final answer, Draken. Now, from HellRaisers, is there anyone, Yanko, that you'd advise us to keep an eye on?
I'll go with Angel because he's had, you know, a couple of quiet games recently, and that's not really like him. And he's also one of the more aggressive players in the team with Issa. So let's see if he will step up here on Cobblestone.
Yeah, and we're going to find out. Of course, we have to introduce your storytellers for this one as well, get their opinion for the players to watch. I see a finger.
Well, there's lots of things I don't understand in the world, and one of them is the hype for Fortnite, right? I don't know if you guys saw Ninja was playing with Drake the other day.
Yeah.
I don't get that hype, because we've had Ninjas and Draken, the server, together forever.
Oh, God, that went somewhere. That was like a... That went a little bit everywhere. That was wonderful. Yeah, so Draken's playing. Draken is playing. We get to see Angel as well. Now, these are the players that our analysts have suggested to watch, Henry. If I asked you for one as well, would that make sense to you? More from Angel, because he is considered a consistent element within HellRaisers.
He should be one of the better players here. For me, Dead Fox has always been very good for HellRaisers on Cobblestone, but that's when he was the AWP. I think that's one of the maps where we said if Dead Fox set up the AWP, it could be quite exciting. Yeah. Their double AWP prospect is quite good with Voxic there as well. That's what I want to see more of. They didn't really get going at all in the first map. Hopefully, they can show us what they're made of here in number 2.
And show us what you're made of as well. Henry, Matt, we'll leave it with you.
I don't know what I'm made of. What are you made of, my man?
I'm not sure. We'll have to find out. Yes, Flash and some other stuff in there as well. It will be
light.
Round number 1 coming in. And remember, it's 16-2 in the first meetup, so we'll see whether HellRaisers can maybe get to double digits here this time. They'll be standing on the T side here on Cobblestone, the slightly more favoured side. 2 smokes, 3 flashbangs. An upgraded pistol for Angel, player to look out for. Julies for Get Right, of course. And he's got 2 flashbangs. They were buffed, if you like, down to $400. So they're a bit cheaper, means you can have utility with them. To his first round, Dennis, as he said, P2000 now, not going to work out for him. Down he goes. Angel pops him with the P250. Release doing their job, but not finding any kills whatsoever. Voxing with a couple, and this should be quite the clean HellRaisers round. Maybe even the clean sweep. Indeed it is. HellRaisers looking much better here. They mounted them 2 already. They win the pistol and didn't give a single kill away. Bondic will take the Julies and use them next round, perhaps.
Well, guns for HellRaisers. Mac 10s. Finally, they win a pistol round. Finally, they have a lead. They haven't had a lead in this entire evening. Again, 2 separate games, 2 separate matches, best of ones, but throughout the course of them, this is the first lead that they have had. Issa going to go toward B. Flash in hand. Angel and Dead Fox work in tandem to clear out middle with the Mac 10s. I assume they'll push through danger and wrap towards stables with an SMG. It would seem more likely, seem more suitable for that weapon, I suppose.
Well, up against
if
the
they go
spy
A.
Of an IP, you can see the CZs in a forest. Desert Eagle appears. He has had some brilliant moments with Desert Eagle. Let's see if he can find one of them here. 3 Mac 10s, 2 AKs, opting for a mixture of fire, rate, and power, and mobility, of course. And there's the first headshot coming in. It's delivered towards Angel from Rez. He gets tagged up in the process, but Dennis will at least find Dead Fox before being traded out. Another kill, Get Right. 1 by 1 they go, but Bondic's there to pick up the pieces and leave it in a 3-on-3.
Ooh! Forrest takes down. Okay, Bondic and Issa. Even better shot on Issa as he nails him with the deagle as well. Fox is going to try and step out, oversteps the mark, and look who wins the round. NIP. That quick lead that HellRaisers had is gone already.
Yep, 1 round. Very quiet honeymoon. And it will be 1-1 already. Forrest and Eagle even missed 3 or 4 shots there before he started to connect. That second one, not a single missed bullet there, though. That was wonderful. And it will be the force by in return. I'm almost sure of it. The players should be pretty well off considering they didn't drop a single player in the pistol, meaning they already had armor. So here we go. Round number 3, force by, everyone all in. Deagle, CZs, 1 UMP for Bondic. They've got a bit of utility, 3 smokes, a couple of flashes. Will it be enough? Auto shotguns out for Get Right. Had Julies, a CZ, and now an auto shotgun. He's had it all.
It's going to get Angel down. Who is it? They got Waka Flocka or something that plays
Plays what?
Fortnite or whatever.
I don't know. I have no idea. I've played it very little and watched even less.
It's true. I actually tune out of streams that are playing it, just like I do with Overwatch. Just two games I don't enjoy watching at all. That's why I don't watch Tim the Tatman anymore.
Does he play Fortnite?
He plays Overwatch.
Okay.
Just don't have... Can't support it, you know? Put my sub money elsewhere.
Well, there we go. We'll be Draken to defend the connector push here. Bonded with the UMP. Does get one. Does take a lot of damage. So does Voxig, though. He's working out, but so is the auto shotgun. Can he find anything more? Gerai seems to think so as he does damage towards Issa, but now this is looking a little bit uncomfortable. CTs have left the B-bomb site exposed, and the bomb will be planted. A chance for HellRaisers to answer back.
Dead Fox to plant. You're right, they could answer back, steal the round away, and go 1 for 1 for 1. And put the money in disarray now for NIP. They've got to make a decision, therefore, do they keep the guns or not? They're already approaching the B side. Interestingly enough, they're about to be flanked by Issa, who just has the CZ, but they're not going to expect him. And Get Right already down by Bondic is a bigger problem. Shotgun picked up for Issa as well. Forrest is going to be ever in the range of that. There you go, CZ instead.
Back and forth we go. No one finding consecutive rounds just yet, up to 3. Presumably the force buy comes in from NIP once again. A bit of mixture of CZs and Deagles. We'll see if they go for it. Could take the full eco as well, considering Res money is up 3,700 there. Draken's all in, so I think that's confirmed the situation. Res, does he buy everything? He does. He goes FAMAS, armor, and all the utility as well. So very similar prospect as to what HellRaisers had in the previous. They managed to win it, but look at all the rifles available now. 5 of them on the HellRaisers side. They won't be rushing into any scenarios just yet. So boost up and wait for any sort of aggression.
Smoked my mic with my hand, I apologize. How unprofessional and inconsiderate. Voxic's going to take down Draken in a professional manner.
Yep, clean kill, no damage taken.
Assassin. Forrest with a quick jump to see if anyone's going to be coming down from long. No one is. Rez, the only one still with a rifle in the round for NIP, has the FAMAS and is boosted at the tree. You'd think Forrest would play at the tree. Haha.
Yeah.
Sorry, that wasn't actually even that funny or clever. So Dennis boosted as well on the big box at long B. We'll be able to spot above the smoke. Not a lot of commitment yet from HellRaisers. They're slowly getting toward the A side, though, and it is open, so naturally you should conclude this round goes their way. Force buy from NIP, therefore is going to leave them wanting. That's right, spots one crossing over, can't hit the shot, can't do anything of it. Dennis gets by the murder hole, tries to spot down from Juliet. Juliet's the one in the window.
Yeah. That's true. The balcony as well. And doesn't look like NIP will be winning this one. They might as well be considering saving the CZs. The FAMAS, the Deagle, looks like that's going to be the play. Dennis will stick around, see if he can steal away a rifle here. No real reason for HellRaisers to hunt them. They only have a chance of losing their rifles and giving it up, really. So I'd just say exit through long A. Yeah, I've got Bondig waiting in the B halls for anyone exiting, as you can see. Nice spot to be in. They've got everything covered. Consecutive rounds for the first time for HellRaisers. 16-2 in the first map. Will there be a chance for HellRaisers to maybe win this one? That's the way it seems to go. It's like one very one-sided affair and then another. That's historically how Pro League looks. One kill coming in this round. Number 4 to go 3-1. This will have to be more of the same for NIP. You can bring out a few more grenades. They don't want to go all in again, just a note. They want to make sure they can buy up going forward. Raise with the FAMAS, they might get a kit maybe, just to kind of boost their chances somewhat. I didn't spend a single dollar really. 2k per player. They got $99 for this round. As you can see, everyone hovering around that sort of margin. Number 5. Draken didn't fancy purchasing anything. He's just on the default pistol.
Angel already inside of mid's going to put a mully out in the corner to see if anyone's hiding, if anyone's lurking in the shadows. Trying desperately as Angel to clear out the sights. Found Forrest already. It should be a straightforward affair at this point in time. Dennis. Side of Danger might try to find Voxic, but he was ready for that the whole time, knowing that they'd never cleared out toward long, and therefore it was a likely scenario that someone might push down from that position as Get Right waits in behind of the hut on the site. And he's got a CZ in hand. It's also going to go directly by and in toward Juliet. Angel making a lot of noise, but a Molotov will contain Draken. Tries to get a few shots off, but burns alive. And Henry, they did just stand there and watch him burn. But that's all right, because they're going to plant the bomb. And it's Rez to try and save the gun. Can't do it again, but they'll be able to buy this time. 4-1 for HellRaisers.
4-1. It's happening. Maybe we have got a game on our hands here, as we'll get into the next round. Set up, no rifle, no orbs, I should say, for an IP. They're going to have a FAMAS for Get Right, then 4 M4s. No, all one defuse kit, a few grenades available, not perfect by any stretch. All for Voxic, this is looking very good for HellRaisers, 4-1 up. They've got a lead in this round as well, and we'll see if NIP will present anything different. They're going to have one aggressive stance towards long air. It's going to be Draken, ready and waiting, trying to get that first pick. He can use the shadow to his advantage. He gets a slight indicator when a player's about to come around the corner. There you can see it. He shoots first and gives the game up, and he probably goes down here. Flashbang to the face. He is absolutely wrecked. And it's a 5-4. Absolutely disastrous scenes there for Draken.
Yeah, not amazing, as Forrest will sit behind the stairwell. Out from the CTs, that's Rez to throw it up at Danger. It'll certainly cut off anyone trying to get that approach. This is going to find Dennis pushing up as well, and that's going to be an immediate kill, not without the expense of Angel, but it's the man advantage nonetheless for HellRaisers, and not the best of weapons. Get Right's limited to the FAMAS, but there is 2 M4s, one of which is Rez, and he's backed off, found a better position inside of the site to try and play with that Molotov. It's going to be inching closer to him, so he slowly shuffles to his left. Watch the push, though, from Get Right through the smoke. Finds them all! Oh, nearly all. Switches out the gun instead of reloading, and yes, he will get the hat trick.
Beautiful stuff from Get Right. He seems to be getting better and better as the week goes on, and we'll see whether he can continue this now. NIP are going to need him, considering the scoreline. That was a big round for them, a difficult buy, 3 kills, and then picks up the AWP as well. Always a very slow approach, even had the man advantage at that point. Dennis 1-5. Scoreline a little bit different to what it was in Inferno. He had about 12 kills at this point in the first map. As we get into round number 7 here, 4-2. All about for Voxic once again. Money starting to dwindle. You can see they're all in. So we'll flash over, try and push any aggressive CTs back there. Boosting up Issa. Similar setup from an IP, a slightly more defensive line from Draken, who has got the AWP at this point. Will be playing around the Danger and long A position. The Forest to back him up top and middle with the silence and 4.
He's trying to do what he can to spot down toward long, get in a position on top of the boxes to see above the smokes. Does get him a kill in the end. He trades off Rez, but he lost Ed Fox, the man who boosted him up in the first place. Thanks for the help, mate. See you later. See you in the next round. It's Angel inside of the first part of drop. Timidly, we'll start to prod the site. Pull apart the defense as Get Right has to look that direction. Good nade. Does do some decent damage, but it's Angel that slides out and finds the headshot instead. Hobbit hole for Dennis. Long covered off approach from those trying to work in from the door. Oh, no, Dennis! Missing every single shot. He's taken down by Voxic, who then turns to find Forrest.
He's looking at a different player here on Cobblestone, and that's going to be a harsh reset for NIP as well. Money in the bin, 5-2 down, and Dennis with the easy kill in front of him by his standards. That's a kill he can't miss, and then he gets orbed. Disappointing. And they'll take a timeout by the looks of things. NIP are going to call it. Work out. They force into this one. I think they're pretty much double eco regardless. I'll have a look what they decide to do. Voxic comes in, and the time Dennis had. It was a nice shot from Voxic, don't get me wrong, but he should be finding that kill. No problem at all. It does lead to the round defeat. Take the time out and work out what the play's going to be going forward and why they're getting so completely wrecked here on Cobblestone so far. NIP just won 16-2. Now they're down 5-2. Strange how Counter-Strike pans out sometimes. I did say that is a very likely scenario considering what we've seen in Pro League. Throughout this season especially, it's been a weird season. One team does very well, then looks like a different team in the next map.
Absolutely.
Well, here we go. They did take the full eco, and it's not going to work out. The box gets moved up with a couple of kills there. Angel with a third, and it's over before I can really start a sentence. So there we go. Forget that round. We'll move on to the next one. Like I said, double eco likely. You can see they've got players on sub 4K. I'd assume they're buying a view and piece here. Take another partial buy. Oh, it's such a difficult scenario. This is what money hell looks like. This is not good. Full eco again, yeah. Just have to go for it.
Dead Fox. Aggressive. He's going to be very quick toward the B site. Whether that yields any fruit, Henry, yet to be determined. The good news is the fruit are somewhat low-hanging with just the pistols.
It's true. This will be another very fast round. Molotov's in towards the murder hole. Get right smoked out. And Dead Fox first back. Get right just run out here for the best. He could steal 1 kill away. He's somehow behind all of them. The problem is he doesn't really have the weaponry for this. Gets 1 kill and he'll go down. So chances of causing a huge upstep. Thwarted. No kills for Draken. 7-2. Rough times now for an IP. The money looking good. They can go for a double AWP setup if they want to. Forest normally the secondary AWPer. It's the position they will adopt sometimes. It's not like Forest is like really well versed with the AWP. He's like, he's decent with it, but he's not amazing. Dennis used to do it from time to time in previous runs, from Fnatic especially. So watch out for that. He'll bring it out this round. Draken and Dennis, the in-game leader. Draken, not Draken, Dennis, will be the secondary AWP. Draken is the main AWPer. There's thinking about jumping on the platform here. Broken wall in front of him. Seeing if anyone encroaches on his position. Box is waiting for anyone to challenge him. Molotov's in towards that boost, but jump on the box, looks like fine. 7-2 down after being beaten 16, or winning 16-2. This is a little bit strange the way it's panned out, but still early days. NIP can still come back and win the half. So
oh, absolutely. Yeah, there's no question about that. I would say you're certainly right in saying so. Flash. First, tries to get a spot above the windowsill, above the flower pot. Couldn't do it. It's Issa, Bondic, and Angel all with kills. Not in that order. Bondic actually found his first. But Rez trying to do what he can. Will take the bomb down. Toxic immediately gets the shot back. Draken versus 3. Nowhere to B. He's over at A, which is not B. Can't you see?
Oof.
He's D. And now, of course.
Yeah, I mean, he absolutely is, and that's the third stage loss bonus. It's not looking too good, I'm afraid.
Yeah, this is very different.
He has to take another eco. 9-2, double digits coming in for HellRaisers. This is Rez. It's the highlight of the round, but it's not quite to a victory at all. Kills, but he's taken down. Well, eco. Bit of a partial buy, 2 sets of armor and some upgraded pistols, but overall...
That's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Let's go on vacation there.
Where?
I need a vacation. There.
Okay. I do as well. Got a week off after this.
Heading home. That's true. Jaden's already listening to that song. Waiting for my arrival. Oh my goodness, Dennis. I was going to say, if he finds 2 in that position, that's just utterly insane. He hasn't done it. D-goal still looming large, but it's Bondic to put it down. He's in charge.
Definitely is. Well, Draken, the last player alive. 9-2. HellRaisers is definitely looking for that double digits, and this has been 2 very quick maps of Counter-Strike so far. Lots of ecos for NIP. Frustrating times. Every round they win is getting reset. So that's a massive issue on the CT side. Not so much on the T side, he can recover from it, but bomb down. The money you can see on the left of your screens, very strong for HellRaisers. 11k on Issa. Just shy of 10 is Voxic and Angel. Draken might be able to get 1 kill. Why they go with the trade potential is beyond me. They have got 1 more player there. So there it is. Voxic will get it. 9-2. Guns out again. Will it be the double AWP setup? I'm not sure. Dennis, 2 in 10 after the game he had on Inferno. That's so weird. You think like it's an evening where he doesn't run, right?
Yeah, no, of course.
It doesn't make sense. It's difficult to fathom why he can just have polar opposites in terms of his performances.
Oh, wow. Voxic has 1 kill on that knife.
Just one.
Just 1. I would like to be the second.
Offer yourself up for him.
I volunteer.
Yeah.
I volunteer as tribute.
Take me.
Oh, I would, Jennifer Lawrence. I would. Rez boosted on the tree once more. Is going to try and establish a bit of a bait and switch crossfire, excuse me, if you will. Can't exactly get aggressive and find position to support the player on stairs directly, but if Draken is able to pull them toward him like a fishing rod on the end of that AWP, it would work wonders. Rez also has double duty, mind you. He's got to watch behind him toward E-Box, given that GetRight's watching for information but isn't directly inside. Molotov should be thrown, or rather Incendiary should be thrown now. And that'll pull Rez directly toward that. Forest, good find, therefore, because they want to go for the divide and conquer. Split through connector, GetRight, good rotation. Finds Angel, pushes down. Voxic gets the shot on return, but they now know he's there. The EWP backing off suggests that they're going to give up on A altogether. So thankfully not an over-rotation from the Ninjas. Rez is going to watch the window now that GetRight has vacated the premises. He's gotten off the drop, or rather, excuse me, the tree there for it. So with the smoke out right side, it's going to push to the left. Rez might be caught by this. They've got to hear this. Now he does. He does, just barely gets the kill. Traded inevitably because he went down to 10 HP, but Draken's ready for the arrival of Bondik, the man who got the kill, and now it's Voxic to go one-on-one with the Opper momentarily, because there is still 2 rotating over, another Op, and an M4 for Dennis flashed off. Voxic should be... That's a nade. Why do you have a nade? Get the gun out, man. Get the gun. Oh, thank God he hit that and Voxic missed.
There we go. Dennis starting to post some numbers now at least. 45 is his 3rd kill of the game. And it will be 9-3. But remember, NIP have had a problem with the money side of the game. They lose this round, they reset again, and they pretty much have to be eco for the remainder of the half, which isn't very long, let me tell you, around number 13 now. Orbs out, plenty of money on the T side still there. Okay, they'll be eco on the last round if they lose a couple more, but for a couple of rounds, they're absolutely set as we get into round number 13 here. Smoke's deployed by GetRight. Lose this round, it's 10-3, and the last 2 will be really difficult for NIP.
Right, I feel like I need to explain myself.
Okay.
The mic is on the other side of my face tonight, so I keep like scratching my eyes and then smoking the mic because I'm not used to it being there. I'm sorry, everyone.
Yeah, I've been told to stand perfectly still. So that's
stand completely
Arms
still.
crossed. Stare at the screen. And we'll see whether Bondik can come out on top and reset the Ninjas who are all in, and this will be disaster if they lose this round. Double orb setup this time for Draken and Forest. It's Swedish DS, so they do like to mix the orbing position up wherever it's required, I guess. Makes sense in some ways, not so much in others.
Flash thrown toward the long B position as Draken post set the ready. Drake. Ninja and Drake. Draken sitting still is going to watch toward that B-long position. In fact, he moves out. Anticipating that they're going to throw some utility in his direction, or that he wants a better position to defend himself from E-Box, knowing that they don't have anyone directly watching it, but good find. Finds Bondik. Voxic gets the return, so Ops both directions firing effectively, as Draken has also turned to find Dead Fox trying to locate himself inside of the site. He's completely blinded, made it toward the tree at least. Dennis behind the rock, down by Angel. This turns the round. This turns the round. 5 seconds, they're on it. They're on the plant. Forest has to clutch this back. Does find the first shot on Voxic. No need to peek that. No coverage. Wants the information, but didn't anticipate him to be so close. He perhaps should have, because now Forest is going to steal the round away.
Let's just play 2 solo one-on-ones instead of playing as a unit. That's the smart way. Voxic had his teammate there to protect him. Forest couldn't come any closer. They knew his position, but peeked it anyway. Then they give it up to it. That was a huge round for HellRaisers, and they completely misplay it. And give him 2 solo encounters there. That is not the way to play those sort of rounds, as NIP do manage to stay alive in this map. His Forest, like, there's no way Voxy peeks this. It's just not required. It's such an easy shot as well. It's just like, well, okay. If you're going to give it to me, I'll take it. And now, if he hadn't done that, he'd hold a tighter angle by the tree. As soon as his teammate gets any action to that close area, then you go together. Either way. Shotguns for GetRight, and the first pick looking likely for this. We misthrows the Molotov now. Throw it in eventually. Going to put Orbit over there. Lots of activity on this B-bomb site. Draken hits the first shot. Now it seems quiet game on the first, but Draken doesn't seem to be missing much now. Get right wants a bit of the action, and he'll get it. Auto shotgun to the chest of Issa.
Bondi. Gonna try and work down the drop. He's gotten in position at least. Dennis pushing out. They have the advantage. There's no need for him to get over aggressive in this situation, but manages at least to get the bottom of middle in his possession. Forrest with missed shot. Knows now that he's being pursued, but just to push him off the angle, Bondic falls off and decides to look inside the site instead. This has caused a rotation, by the way, because Get Right now is no longer on the statue. He's at the rock. In fact, he's at the window. He's at the right time in the right place. Bondic getting back in that direction suggests that he certainly wants to try and contain or control Connector as they try and take the site. Good read from Forrest.
Well, the pace has certainly dropped off from HellRaisers. Having a lot of issues and errors now. And Voxic has no chance in this one. Might be able to get a couple of kills. As he looks towards the connector now, there's no reason for an IP to face now. We can plant. It's fine if he gets the bomb down. They've got plenty of money anyway. It's round number 15 next. As he will get it down, they'll push towards him. Get closer and closer, that's the way to play it. Good job by Forrest, finish things off, 9-5. Looking for 10 in the final round. HellRaisers certainly looking a little bit different towards the end of this first half, but NFP starting to find some form. Forrest in the secondary AWP seems to be working out quite nicely. 9-5. Will they get 6? Time will tell as we get into the final half of the first half. Plenty of cash, like we said, for the HellRaisers boys, especially that bomb going down. Voxic will have the AWP. 17 kills to his name.
Sweet 17. Or is that Sweet 16?
16.
Sweet 16, sexy 17.
Maybe in your book, I don't know.
Edible 18. Nifty 19. Nasty 19?
No. Dirty 13.
Terrible 20.
Well, there we go. I think we've rounded it all up. Final round. NIP looking for 6. Baiting in one player towards the bottom of the middle. That's going to be first for this time. They still have the double AWP setup, but Dennis has been given it. So a few different setups they've got on this particular map, just to keep it fresh and exciting. Cracking this time towards long A. He's actually watching middle, trying to bait in his teammate Forrest, like we said. Smoke comes in, has the double scope now. Looking for that first. Won't be able to get much information there at all. Goes towards long A now.
Timing slightly off. Kraken. Flash through from Angel. Find in the corner a Forrest waiting. He certainly was. It's Issa that had to respond instead. Even with that flash, they didn't correctly check behind the smoke. Kraken tries to go through Cbble and does, but not for the kill. He took Dead Fox down to 13. It's Voxic and Angel and find kills instead. Now the pace is back from HellRaisers. Perhaps looking for their 10th round in the last try in the first half, round 15. 10-5 looking very, very likely as it's Dennis in a 1 versus 5. Bomb already planted. He'll find a quick and easy kill on Voxic, but now they know exactly where he is and how far away. Bondic positions accordingly.
Another half done, ladies and gentlemen. It will be 10-5 in favor of the HellRaisers after being beaten 16-2 on Inferno. It seems like they've still got some life for them yet. If they win the pistol here in the second half, they could be on to another massive landslide, this time the other way around. As Voxic winning pistol for them, that was the beginning of their great lead. And I think he suddenly woke up in the mid-stages, but couldn't close out the last couple of rounds there. HellRaisers will find double digits as we get ready for the second half. It'll take a couple of minutes just to work out what they're going to be doing on the pistol round. HellRaisers, it's a very important pistol for them. If they can win that on the CT side, they're in a great position. Here are the scores. 10 for Get Right, 13 deaths, highest ADR. At the bottom, that is such a weird disparity from the first map, 5 to 14 now. Dennis, after getting, 18 kills in the first half of Inferno, finishing like 25. Absolutely nothing done there in the first half of Cobblestone. Dead Fox with the kits, he's got the smoke as well. No upgraded pistols for the T's. There's one smoke, couple of flashes. Most teams do go towards B on these pistols, and it's a very fast approach from Ninjas. It's ready and waiting for them. He's going to get a triple spray down. Actually, he only gets 2, but this still could get a bit awkward. Maybe not so much now. 4-on-1. Rez left alone. Bomb is in his grasp at least. He'll throw a flash and just maybe run in with it.
So 16-2, and now 11-5 HellRaisers with both pistols. We've got polar opposites from map to map in tonight's doubleheader map, or map number 1, series number 1. We've got Na'Vi playing up against Envious next, and then AGO versus Space Soldiers.
That's quite clever. One at the window, one directly underneath. Windigo takes the aggro away, and you can see how that falls apart very quickly. Betway have provided the odds for this one. It looks like HellRaisers are the heavy favourites at this scoreline. I always say this though, an NIP, a very tenacious team, they could bounce back, so maybe that could be worth a flutter, who knows, as Dennis will try and do what he can with the CZ. They've got good mid control, the T's. This is the 4-spy, of course. Looking for that 13-5 scoreline if HellRaisers can get the 3-0 here, but it's never that easy. As the will be challenged towards middle. Good smoke, but I think maybe a little bit early. See, their Hodgman bait quite. I thought they would push through that. So that's okay. Damage inflicted towards Draken and Dennis.
Forest. Ready to see through the smoke. Toxic is close enough to it that when they push through, the UMP should be able to take advantage. Fox also trying to find range game with his rifle. Okay. Yeah, that works. Rez gets one in return, however. Dennis over his shoulder gets taken down by Dead Fox. 2 Deagles left. That's it. Get right dropped. Although we had the SMG picked up. Onyx going to do the work required onto Rez as well. And then Issa finds the final kill. We go 12-5.
12-5, full eco for an IP. Well held by HellRaisers. We'll see if they can get the 13-5. That could be it, really. It's such a huge deficit. NIP will be really struggling to get back into it. I'll have Glocks and 1 PT50 here, so maybe just to be rushed, get it over with. I couldn't be bothered doing anything elaborate here. Towards drop they go. 5 players. They'll give it a go with Bondig waiting on the other side. He'll spot them at least. And all the damage with his UMPs. Nothing the Glocks can do at this point. You know it, as it's pretty much clean sweep. 13-5. From 16-2 to 13-5. It's happening.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This is a turnaround and a half. Bondic. More like Bulldozeric.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you very much. It is going to be HellRaisers again with guns, but the early buy from NI, I shouldn't say early, it was 10-5. This is on schedule. We are departing on time, scheduled for an on-time arrival in Sydney, Australia. Just don't know where I'm going with that.
I was waiting to see where it would go.
Draken.
Bonus round on the CTs, by the way, just to show you where we're at with this game.
Yeah, that's true. 3 SMGs and a Femis. Fox6 going to try and push out. MP9 in hand. Rez waiting for it. The AK does spot him, but can't get land. Can't even land a shot. I was going to say, can't get a kill. Can't even land a shot. Dead Fox next in line to try and potentially take advantage of that aggro if it's represented, shall we say, as Rez takes down Voxic. Smoke will negate the chance for Dead Fox to do anything. In fact, they're going to boost above that smoke and try and see the corner directly. So this is an opening that NIP want to investigate further. Angel to push back into lower mid, or at least to the doorway. 2 players on the mid ramp. Therefore, 4 HellRaisers, and it's not going to work really. Might catch Forest off still. They don't quite get the bait, but I guess the single presence of a player on the HellRaisers side is bait enough for Forest because he walks out not suspecting a second. Bondic, however, stuck in behind the APC. They pulled this level. Dead Fox gets aggressive rather than resting on that mid position. Just the toe to shoot at, or rather the Achilles heel, and it certainly is. His weaken goes down.
That's quite nice. Dennis spotting the little shoe there, and it will be a 3-on-2. Dead Fox and Issa have the rifles. Draken watching tentatively towards the back, and he is in a great position to take down the ensuing CT. That will be Dead Fox. Will the timings work in his favor there? That's the question. Dead Fox doesn't look like he'll be challenging this at all. They're going to try and take down as many Ts as they can on the exit of the bomb, and at that point, just really stifle them for the next round. If they can find all 5 kills, that'd be fantastic. Not going to happen though. Draken deals with Dead Fox, quite a clean kill, and now Issa to save them 4. There will be money for the CTs in the next round, so don't be worrying about that. It's all good.
Issa hangs out, waits for the round to expire. So NIP get one on the board at their second, I suppose, opportunity. Yes, okay, fair enough. There's 3 round, each of them are an opportunity, but their second realistic one now that they get the gun round underway. As you mentioned, though, it was quite an obvious bonus round from the HellRaisers side, so they'll pick back up where they left off. In fact, slightly better, as they'll pick up rifles this time.
Voxic with the AWP, aggressive towards long A. Comes in, pushed off. Need to avoid that reset again. Rounds together.
This is gonna wait it out underneath the broken wall found by Dennis, but Dennis, oh, I was gonna say, going wide for that peak. Should have easily been spotted and traded, but he finds 3 kills overall. NIP get a bomb plant. They've got a man advantage. And this to break the bank for HellRaisers and make it 13-7, giving us 6 rounds between the two.
Absolutely. There's Dennis, who's been very quiet so far. Delivers the goods here. And looks like CT's got no choice but to save. Dennis with 3 kills. Dennis will not take any damage either. That's pretty good. Let's see if they can keep all 3 players alive here. Very fast B play. They lost their first 2 kills as well. Bondic and Issa found the first 2, 5 on 3, but Dennis just killed everyone in return. And they plant the bomb, win the round, and it's all over. 13-7. NIP start their campaign on the comeback here. Round number 4. And indeed 5 go in their favour. What's the money like for the CTs? Not great. Bondic can buy. They've already got 2 guns. It'd be like CZ and right. The AWP that, it's probably worth it. You've got a huge bed of rounds to work with. Take 1 gamble here. So they will go all in by the looks of things. Looking at what they're going to play with. They're danger on the UMP. So I'd like to see Vox go a bit more aggressive with the AWP this time. Try and get that first pick. We'll see what happens. Big round for HellRaisers. Could be double eco if they lose this one. Sending all 4 to be honest. There's going to be just dead. Ready and waiting. Good shot from Bombs and the Kraken. And all the damage being inflicted here. Get Right's low. He's getting towards the drop down room. Throws the bomb back up. Knows he's behind enemy lines. Waits for him.
Behind enemy lines with an enemy at the gate.
Yes.
Perhaps they have to save Private Ryan. They
Or
were
the
soldiers.
Full Metal Jackets.
They are shooting Full Metal Jackets because they were soldiers.
Yep. Oh, Dennis.
This is so frustrating. He's like, please just stop. Let me see your head. And now he is dead. Angel to get right back. Does that make a difference in decision for NIP? It certainly will. They're going to hold post inside of A, losing that single member inside of connector. Not worth pushing through and pursuing further frags. 13-7. Last buy for HellRaisers. Yet again. Just to enough to get them in contention for this round. Forced in and out. Now a chance for HellRaisers to get NIP. Bomb never got planted. Dennis, he's got it, but he wants to go for kills because it's too obvious that he would go to the site, and he's going to find Issa. Another 2-kill round, at least, for Dennis.
Dennis looking better now. Quiet first half, but another big clutch for him. He got 3 in the previous. Looking for the same again in round number 21 here. Bomb down up against Voxic, who's got the AWP. Spots him, misses the shot. Dennis comes out on top. 13-8, eco for HellRaisers now, and this is where NIP get back in the game. I always say it. If NIP are down and the odds are looking good, it might be worth a go. As HellRaisers starting to lose every single clutch and the advantage they get at this point. Got a 5 on 3 before. That was ultimately a 2 on 1.
So Dennis off to the races. The race toward B long. Slows it down after throwing out some utility, and they'll evaluate what's going on at drop instead. Voxic at long A. It's going to catch off Rez.
Oh, that was brave by Get Right. That could have gone horribly wrong with the CZ was on the other side. Luckily it was a Deagle.
And with that, we now find ourselves halted on 13, but I would say perhaps getting forward toward a 9th for NIP, as long as they can get toward a comfortably. One player already through connector and inside of hut confirms to me that they should be able to pick up a few more kills here. Get right, the one to do so. Good look position, good anticipation, good kill. Forrest finds Angel. Toxic still on the mid ramp, but he'll be spotted by Get right now. And as I mentioned, 9 certainly going to happen.
Well, NIP back in the conversation. They're taking this map now, 13-9 guaranteed with this. They're just with the Deagle and a 4 versus 1 and the bomb down. Not really much you can do with this. Might be able to. Dennis patrolling it, using it as bait. Catches himself and Issa. 21 kills for him. Voxic, very top of the scoreboard on the server. Dennis was at the bottom for the longest of time, but now he's competing for the top of NIP with 13. He's got the Get Right in Forest as well. Slowly racking up the numbers, just in time as well. Big rounds for him in the second half. 23, default for NIP, heading towards the B side, 4 players in the halls. Tracking with the ult to watch out for middle. Orps out again for Voxic. You can see they've got no problem unless the Glock comes out, or that Mac 10 perhaps. That could be quite devastating here. I think Get Right knows it. Very smart for him to purchase that weapon.
Aiden, Bondic still at the ready. Angel sneaking in the back of connector. We'll now watch the window. This can fortify A with, or excuse me, B with better effect. As Voxic backs off, they still have Issa up close. And of course, none other than Bondic toward the rock. Shot from Voxic started. Bondic to add on top of it. Voxic again to find Dennis. It's oh, this is too easy. Too easy. 4 kills on 5 shots. Missed only 1 in the middle.
That's all is it with the AWP. He tested that round. Voxic just hit absolutely everything.
I take it back. He didn't even miss one.
Yeah, 4 kills. Clean.
I thought he missed 1 shot in the middle of that. He did not.
So good here. 25 kills now with those 4. That's 21. Well, there we go. Tactical timeout by NAP as things start to look a little bit wrong.
Made everything look wrong from everywhere we stood. Yeah, it's a leer. Don't worry about it. NIP pushing toward that double-digit mark, though.
Tension rising. Could HellRaisers do it? Bouncing back from the 16-2. Everyone's on the edge of their seat with this one. NIP looking good though. Nice adaptation to mix things up. But guess who's waiting for them? It's Voxic. He's hit 2 out of 2 shots. Only found 1 kill though. And down he goes. Second has to connect for a guaranteed round victory there. Bondic will try and pick up the pieces. Might just be able to do that. Misses the shot though, but Dead Fox certainly doesn't. Finds the bomb. 2 versus 2. Whoever gets this kill might win the round. Forrest not giving up without a fight, of course. And he'll be down to just 32 points of health. Issa, where he's been playing so far, definitely in the conversation to win this round. Molotov thrown, and he'll find the kill. 1 versus 1, now knows exactly where Draken is. And he's low. He's got the orb. He's throwing the Molotov towards upper.
Can't quite spot through the edge of the wall. Used to be. The name would pop up if he was directly in the corner. We saw a famous kill from Guardian in that situation. As allowing Draken to actually move away from the bomb. He didn't go right. He didn't go left.
Draken's done such a good job. This
is the thing, because he's going to expect that he's still behind the hut. Does he check underneath or not?
I don't think he does.
Doesn't at all. You're right. Oh, why would you? Why wouldn't you quick scope it? Why wouldn't you just quick? Why wouldn't you quick? Why
just scope it? He's ran past you. You could take all the time in the world. You just go. Sort of where you can hear it. Right click. Oh, you're dead. He went for the quick scope. Can we get a replay of that, please? How bad was the quick scope? Oh.
My head hurts.
Why? Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I guess the panic there, you're in a really awkward position. And it's like, oh, thank God, it's guaranteed kill. No way I'm going to miss this. Oh, God. No.
But that's the thing. Why leave that to chance? You've done everything right, and then you say, well, I'm going to hit it. Guarantee that you are. Take all the necessary steps and precautions. Leave nothing to chance. Expect the unexpected. Issa takes down Dennis. Draken takes down Issa. At 15-9, NIP buying in with some UMPs.
They certainly are. We'll see. It's going to be match point for HellRaisers. Who would have thought after the victory NIP had in the first, they would be looking down the barrel of this. 4-4. Match point, 6 rounds in a row for overtime now. Flashbangs in towards drop down.
No one dropping off of the planks just yet, despite that the flash is going out on either side. Forrest will evaluate long A. Bomb still waits inside of the B holes, so not looking likely to be a split this time. Interesting that Forrest has actually made it. Good boost. Tusk. Oh no, that's Phonics. Yeah. Thanks for the noise. I knew exactly what you're up to. That's
not
too
gone
easy.
well, has it?
Dinks out res. Yeah, that's about as bad as it could go, and he knows that he's dinked him, so he pushes him. I was gonna say it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with Forrest. He's already essentially in the A site. He's bypassed the position of Dead Fox. If they were a little more patient, or had they'd hit that shot at connector, bomb could have rotated off it. Now the question is, where would the bomb have rotated? Because even though now they're gonna essentially go that way without the 2 in connector, it is gonna rotate directly into Dead Fox. Nice shot, Draken, but Voxic there. We got a 16-9 scorelorn. Scorelorn. Folklore. Yokelore. In the end, for HellRaisers.
Well, there we have it. A weird game, especially with Draken at the very end there. That quick scope decision, Matt, I think will be one that'll be keeping him up tonight. I think I'll be dreaming about it.
That was from me resting it like this after the
But to
shot.
demonstrate, I was making a show you how that kill should
Right,
be
here,
made.
on the mouse pad.
So here we go. So player jumps in front of you. You have a quick scope him or guaranteed kill. Right click, move it in, click, and then you would have killed him.
At least I'm useful for something, guys.
It was perfect. You made a good mouse mat there.
You know, mouse Matt, exactly. That's what I
Yes.
was going to say.
Oh my gosh. Okay. That's lovely. I love what's just happened there. Mouse, Matt, and Henry G. They'll be back, don't worry. But for now, I'm going to talk to these fellas. Cool. Yeah, we've got to explain that. I mean, we'd have to explain the Draken flick, because you've done that so well. Thank you very much.
I really like that point from Henry, because it's one of those things. It's like, why are you doing that? You have you're just trying to be flashy at that point. You know, you have enough time to do what Henry is so thoroughly explained, and you know that's one of those things that you hate to see with some of these oppers, you know, that are so inconsistent and are so flashy at times, but when they're not. And we saw it now 2 maps in a row for Draken. He is a liability for his team as a primary opper when he has poor games like that and some decision making like we just saw, right? Time and time again, we talk about there's a base that you need to fill when you're the opera, and then the flicks and all of that is a bonus on top.
Absolutely, and there are some that strike the balance so perfectly, where they know that sometimes doing the quick scope, the quick flick, is your best option to success. It's not always, though.
No, very, very rarely, I would say, especially if you have a sitter lined up. But if you can hit the quick flicks and you can hit those clutch shots, that's fantastic. In the context of what we're looking at here, though, not the way the cookie crumbled.
Goodness me.
Dennis, however, I know that he's not on our screen right now, but Dennis was having impact once again. He actually kept them in with a nice little clutch run over towards that A bomb site when they were getting down dire straits. I believe it was a 1v2, but in that same round, he had impact frags. He actually pushed up and found a rotator kill on a player who was not really expecting him, pushing down mid round. But look, I think we got to see, not saw. See, saw. Hey, anyway, my point is...
That's not your thing yet.
No, it's not.
I'm
still working on my thing.
Yeah.
We got to see the pace set from HellRaisers on the T side, right? They got to dictate the way it went. They had quite a big string of rounds in a row. And then when you get to that point in your NIP, you have to start throwing risks. And we saw that aggression come out. Didn't really pay dividends for them until they got things going a bit later, and maybe some not bad decisions from HellRaisers, but eventually they're going to make a mistake like we talked of. But their T-side was much better in this second map.
They did a fantastic job, and this is what we were talking about with HellRaisers from a 16-3. Completely unwavering, though. They come straight back and manage to put on quite the show. I mean, that first half, Yanko, when you see 10 T rounds on the board from HellRaisers, that you know, Chad said it as well. Coming on the T side, they're going to have that map control, and they're going to use it.
Yeah, it was pretty clear cut in a sense that they won pistol, they got the early resets, and they capitalized on that. They were riding that momentum. You could see the problems for the CT side on Cobblestone. We haven't talked about it for a while, but it is known that without utility, it's going to be very difficult to hold either of those bomb sites, especially B, if you don't have the... That's another one of the maps where HE grenades are actually pretty useful, right, to stop those early pushes, even a straight-up B rush. And HellRaisers did a great job of realizing the situation in which they put NIP in and capitalized on that perfectly in that first half.
27 for Woxic as well. You saw the replays.
Yeah.
He was doing a great job with that AWP, especially on the CT side, admittedly. Walking into sites, as we saw a couple of replays, but mostly he does that holding the line stuff that
He
you
hits
talk
the
about.
shots, right?
That's what you need. That's what you ask for.
That's what you want out of your team's AWPer, right? To be able to hit that consistently. And then we didn't see it in this, but they also have Dead Fox who can do the AWPing as well.
Yeah.
So they have a double AWP setup that's quite potent. Another player I think we need to give an honorable mention to is Issa. Now, we don't really, you know, prop him up too much, but in terms of like just a well-rounded player who's able to put up big numbers, he got 3 kills in the second pistol round. If they didn't win that pistol round, that half could have very easily spiraled. You saw how close it was getting. You saw the good T rounds coming out from NIP. He had a very pivotal impact in this game, and definitely, you know, that CT pistol is one that stands out for me.
Yeah, he did a fantastic job, and you can see that, I mean, he is a player that wasn't really on many people's radars in the Counter-Strike universe. However, throws the HellRaisers jersey on as his first venture into competitive Counter-Strike at a professional level, and delivering. I think that's something that you know, it's a story I want to know more about. I'd love like a Valve profile should he continue to grow and we get to learn more about
Yeah, and we
him.
had that sort of an extended interview with him at Star Series, right, where he was late because of the visa issue and so on. And I really like his attitude as a player. He seems to be the heart of the team to an extent as well, really hypes everyone up. And when you asked him about, you know, how are you feeling in HellRaisers, you know, with playing with the likes of Angel and so forth, he's like, I love it, you know, I think it's the perfect team for me. I'm learning so much every day, you know, I was a bit too individual when I came into the team, then, you know, a better team player, and, you know, I'm trying to improve like with every day, and that's the best attitude you can have as a player who got his big shot, you know, on the international scene, and I think he's delivering for the team in his role as the more aggressive player slash entry fragger to an extent. So we'll see how the story unfolds for Issa and for HellRaisers.
Yeah, and we'll see how the story unfolds for us here at the Pro League, because there's much more for us to unravel. We get to see Na'Vi next. They'll be taking on Envy, and there's a lot to be discussed here with the guys at the analyst desk. So for now, we will take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll be talking all about it, see how Na'Vi can continue to pick up the wins here in the Pro League.